Good everyone. Today is the 14th of May 2025 and we are currently at Obingwa local government area of Abia State. And this location is actually a stone throw to Akwa Ibom State. And we're in a very big company. This is a company that crushes palm kernel and they're also into piggery. And we are going to learn a lot about it. With us, we have the manager and he's going to walk us through everything about the function of this facility. So, sir, may we know you?
Yes, my name is Mr. Paul Ajaweze.
Okay.
Yes.
How long have you been working in this facility?
In this facility, I've spent 4 solid years. Yes.
Okay, and this facility we see is a palm kernel crushing factory where they bring in palm kernel, you crush it, and so many things. So we want you to walk us through the production process of the crushing of the palm kernel, starting from when they bring the palm kernel to the toasting to everything till you get the PKO.
All right, there's no problem. So the palm kernel has different sections, and I will take you to these sections and give you vivid information that will help you understand actually how palm kernel factory works. Thank you very much. So here we are in the toaster now. This place is the toaster region of the crushing mill. Here is the blower that is being controlled with an electric motor. The function of this blower is that it collects hot air from the flame of the fire into the toaster so as to dry the moisture that is deposited in the kernels. You know, these kernels are associated with water. So for you to dehydrate water from the kernel, you are expected to toast it and the water will go away. While crushing it, it will now be easier to extract the oil that is deposited in the oil, in the palm kernel.
All right. When it is in this toaster, how long does it take to toast this palm kernel?
Yes, it can take up to 2 hours. At times, it depends on the volume of fire or the flame of fire that is coming out or that is being collected by the blower. If the flame of the fire is coming out in a greater volume, under 1 hour 30 minutes, you have offloaded the kernel and the kernel is now ready for crushing.
So what is the capacity of this toaster?
Yes, this toaster is 2 tons toaster. It's 2 tons. It doesn't carry beyond 2 tons.
So this is a 2-ton
Toaster. Yes, 2 tons.
All right, and it is being powered by the firewood there.
Yes. You make use of the firewood so as to get the flame of the fire. The flame is being drawn into the toaster to provide a kind of heat which will dry the water that is inside the kernel.
So it means that there is no engine there particularly that helps in blowing it.
Yes, we have what we call a blower. The blower, the function of the blower, as I have earlier said, is to draw the flame of the light into the toaster to dry the moisture that is inside the kernel. The blower itself is being driven by an electric motor.
Okay.
The electric motor we have here is 7.5 electric motor.
Okay, so when the thing has been properly dried, or is there a way you know that the thing has been properly dried before you take it out? So do you see any symptom or something that making okay, this is now okay?
Yes, whenever the kernel whenever kernels dry, what will enable you to know that they have dried is that their bodies are going to be shiny. Their bodies are shiny. But when you put the kernel into the toaster, the kernel looks moody. It doesn't shine. But after the process of toasting, you will see that the body will be shiny. That shows that that kernel is now ready for crushing.
Okay. So after it has been properly dried, what is the next phase?
Yes, when it has been dried, it will be taken to the machine. It will be taken to the machine. This machine is, we normally call it an expeller machine. Its function is to crush the palm kernel to powder. That is its function, to crush. After toasting, take it to the machine. The machine will crush it to powder.
Is this one here one of the locally fabricated machines?
No, this one is a foreign machine. It's a foreign machine. We have two machines present in this very place. And they are all foreign machines.
Why the particularly preference to foreign? Why didn't you go local?
Okay, the reason why we don't want locally produced machines is because they don't crush kernels twice. They only crush once. The cake that is being generated can't go back to the machine. If it does, that machine will choke. So, and that will make you, since you don't crush it twice, it will be making you to lose some considerable level of oil. That is why we prefer foreign machines to locally fabricated machines.
This machine here, what is the production capacity maybe per hour? How many tons does it produce or crush?
Yes, it crushes 10 tons every day.
10
If there is a constant power supply, it crushes 10 tons every day. 10 tons of kernel.
When we mean every day, we're talking about like from what time to what time?
Yes, if you start at 12 midnight, yes, down to 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m., you'll be able to achieve 10 tons of kernel if there is a steady power supply.
If this thing crushes that 10 tons, does it include the recrushing process or just the first crushing, or is it both the first and second crushing?
Yes, the first crushing and the second crushing.
Okay, so how do you go about the second crushing? Is it that after it has finished crushing it and it comes out, you go on the break and start recrushing? How do you engineer it and make it work out?
Yes, we have a number of workers here. Yeah, 2 persons will be taking care of the machine, while 2 persons may be on break. When the break is over, they will come and they take over. So the machine is not expected to be turned off in as much as there is power to energize. Yes.
So once there is power, the machine is not supposed to go off.
Yes.
Could you compare the production capacity of this one with the local ones in terms of, since this one can crush 10 tons in a day, do you have an idea of what the locally fabricated ones can do in a day?
Yes, we also have 10 tons, okay, of locally fabricated machines. We have 10 tons, but the only thing is that they don't crush twice, as I have earlier said. We have that.
The oil extracted during the second phase of the crushing, is it quite substantial that made you people to make the leap from the local ones to these foreign ones? Is it quite substantial, the oil that still comes out?
Yes, it's okay. It's up to the half of the first one you have crushed.
Really?
When you look at the volume of oil coming out when you are crushing the kernel itself, then when you are crushing the cake, measure the volume. The volume is up to half of the main oil coming out while you were crushing the kernel proper.
So let me see if I understood this explanation well. So let's say you crushed 1 ton of palm kernel, and during the first crushing, you made maybe 500 liters of palm kernel oil, just for example's sake. During the second crushing, you are expected to get as high as 250, right?
Yes.
That's quite substantial.
Yeah.
That's quite substantial. So it means that anyone that is using the local ones is actually not really making
it.
enough.
It's not making enough.
All right.
It's not making enough.
Okay. Since this thing is not locally fabricated and it's imported, how do you do about the technicians? Because obviously it's a machine and it can go bad. How do you sort it out?
Yes, we have part-time engineers. Yes, formerly there was an engineer here, and he was domiciled. We gave him accommodation, but later he left. But this time around, we chose to have a visiting engineer. Whenever the machine goes bad, we have to call him. He will rush down and put it in order before he leaves.
Okay. On an average, how will you rate this machine on being dependable? Is this something that goes bad quite often? And if yes, what always makes it go bad?
It's a rugged machine indeed. It doesn't spoil every time. If you repair it, it can last for 1 month to 2 weeks before it goes bad again. It's a strong machine indeed.
What are the major things that maybe can make this machine have challenges in course of operating it?
Yeah, there are many things that can make the machine to have challenges in the course of operating it. Number one, if it is not properly oiled, you need to oil the gear. This is the gearbox.
Okay.
The gearbox, you put this in condensed oil. Yes, into the gearbox to lubricate. Yeah, the pieces of iron, the pass. If you don't put the oil, it will begin to make an unusual sound. And before you know what is happening, it will stop being functional.
Okay.
So you have to take note of that. You are also expected to flush it whenever, maybe here we are using APL. That is the company that supplies us with electricity here. Whenever the APL interrupts the light, you are expected to turn on your gen to flush the chamber of the machine. Here is the chamber of the machine. When the light is being interrupted, there are canals inside the chamber, and these canals and also kegs inside the chamber are expected to be flushed. Otherwise, they will block there. When they block, when next you want to turn on the machine, you may face some difficulties. Yes, the basket can get scattered in a twinkling of an eye. Now, if there is no generator, you don't have a generator to turn on and flush the kegs and the canals from the chamber, you are now expected to put some water, soak the keg. Place the keg here. You first of all place a bag here. You can see bags here. Just get one, place it here, and collect soaked keg. Place it here also. The purpose of doing that is to soak the keg that is inside the chamber. The water that is dropping from the soaked keg will enter the chamber and soak the one right inside the chamber. So you may not face too much difficulty when you are trying to turn it on once again, assuming that the APL restores power.
Okay.
These are difficulties you can face if not handled properly, may damage your machine.
Okay. That's quite extensive on the operation of the machine. So let's say the machine is done crushing the palm kernel. What's the next thing?
Yes, when it finishes crushing the palm kernel, the cake will go back to engine. The cake, this is the cake that comes out.
Okay. This is where the cake comes from.
Yes, Yes.
Is this one the first crushing or second crushing?
This is the first crushing. It hasn't gone back to the engine.
Okay.
This is the cake. This cake will go back, and the more oil will be collected.
Yes.
Yes. So
this is the cake. This is the cake from the first crushing, and when it is recrushed, we are still expected to get a reasonable amount of palm kernel oil inside it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then where does the oil now head down to?
Yes, the oil goes into what we call an underground tank. This is where the oil follows this pipe that is here. The oil follows the pipe down to the underground tank. This is the underground tank. And this underground tank gives you between 7 and 8 drums of oil.
This underground tank.
Yes, this one alone. This one will also give you between 7 and 8 drums of oil.
When you mention a drum, what's the size of the drum?
That is 200 liters.
Okay, 200. A drum is 200 liters.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the drum here.
Yes, 200 liters.
Okay.
Yes.
So this, when it moves here, what is the next thing?
The next thing is that the oil will go into the filter press. This is the filter press. And the work of this filter press is to remove impurities or dirt associated with the oil. When oil is coming, it comes with some level of dirt, and that dirt or impurities will be taken care of by the filter press. When the oil is being filtered, it looks much neater than when unfiltered.
Okay. Okay. So after the thing has been filtered, where is your collection point? Is this the oil here?
Yes,
the
this is
filtered one?
this is the oil, the filtered one. You can see that it's neat.
Okay.
The filtered one.
So this is what the PKO looks like.
Yes.
That's actually very lovely.
Yes.
Then after it, how do you now collect it, or where do you put it into?
Yes. When we must have filtered it, we will now put it into the butter. This one is a butter. Yes. And it is 1,000 liters.
This 1,000 liters?
Yes. Butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you to get, when you are getting your palm kernel oil, how many tons of palm kernel can give you 1,000 liters?
Yes. It is 2.5 tons of kernel that will give you 1 full butter of oil. 1 ton of kernel will give you 2 drums of oil.
1 ton of kernel
will give you 2 drums of oil.
A drum is 200 liters.
Yes.
For 2 drums is 400 liters.
Yes.
1 ton of palm kernel will give you 400 liters of palm kernel oil.
Yes.
That's after both first crushing and second crushing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, in your experience in this thing, do you think this is a profitable venture someone can go into?
Yes. It's very profitable. The business is very profitable, and I advise people to go into it, and you won't regret.
Okay. Apart from the maybe the machine going bad, what are other challenges faced when running this kind of facility?
Yes, we have many challenges we face. Of course, every business has its own challenges and difficulties, and we don't fear these difficulties. Sorry, we don't get scared of those difficulties. If you get scared of them, that means you can't do a business. You can't do a business. Number one is that at times there is a fluctuation in the price of kernel. Yes, fluctuation in the price of kernel. The price of kernel is not steady for a considerable level of time. It fluctuates from time to time. And there is a way you will buy, even the price of oil itself, there is a way you will buy at a cheap rate. Before you finish crushing it, the price of oil has gone up. thereby making you to harvest much more gain than you would have harvested rather, if the price goes down. Have you seen that? So now, if you buy maybe at a high cost, before you know what is happening, you get some news that the price of oil has gone down. That will affect your basis of profit. Depending on how the price goes down, the price of oil goes down. If it goes down too much, you may lose the generality of your profit. But if it doesn't go down too much, you may still make out some profit from the business. So this is one of the challenges you may face as one who wants to enter this kind of business. And another one is your source of supply. Source of supply is very important. If you don't have people that supply palm kernel very close to you, it will increase your fare of the kernel, thereby trying to make you not to make a reasonable gain out of it. But thanks be to God, where the Posima company is situated, it has a common boundary with people, with the business moguls that deal in kernel in a large quantity. Akwa Ibom people deal in kernel in a large quantity, and as we have this in a common boundary with them, we don't face too many difficulties in getting the materials. Now, another challenge you may face is protracted outage. Protracted outage. You may buy kernels thinking that you will get supply electricity. Before you know what is happening, they will tell you that one pole has fallen the other side. The other pole has fallen the other side. And based on that fact, there will be no supply of electricity. You can stay up to 2 weeks, up to 3 weeks, even up to 1 month. There is no power supply. That is another challenge one can face. And if you say, okay, let me turn on my generator, diesel is very costly. That after buying it, you will make a little gain. So these are challenges one may face in this kind of business.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's quite exhaustive. But we are now going to ask some other questions. You mentioned first the volatility of price of the palm kernel and the palm kernel oil. How do you now sort it out? Since as someone already in the business for a very long time, what do you do about it?
Yes. What we normally do to arrest this ugly situation whenever it occurs is that when we buy and the price of oil has fallen, we wait a little. We exercise some level of patience until the price goes up. In no distant time, you will hear that the price has risen. Then you push your oil to the market and you will be able to harvest your profit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is how we handle it.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what of, you mentioned also about power. Because of, without power, you can't power any of these facilities, and that using diesel is actually quite expensive. How do you handle it? Since I don't think there's any power sustenance anywhere in the country.
Yes. Well, we always intensify effort on calling the people that are controlling power and to make sure that they will restore power in record time. We talk to them. We help in repairing whatever thing that has spoiled on the way. At times, we give some people money, let it go now, and they repair it so that we'll be able to have power and do our business.
So what you're saying in essence is that irrespective of how we look at it or how the person is doing it, using the electricity, using maybe, let's say, NEPA, let's use NEPA, is far, far cheaper than using diesel to power this place, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now finally, before we let you go, I want you to give us a step-by-step approach for someone that wants to set up these things and how he can set it up effectively.
Yes. If you want to set up this kind of business, you are expected to look for land because the business is not being set up in the air. You look for land depending on the volume of money at your command, whether 2 blocks or 3 blocks. And you know the size of business you want to set up. Now, when you have gotten your land, you erect an edifice or a structure where your machines will be. You rate that, wire it, get your machines, then you look for people that will supply you with the raw materials. The business has kicked off.
How do you sell off your palm kernel oil and your palm kernel cake? How do you dispose them?
Yes, the cake is being bought by pig rearers. Pig rearers come around, they buy the thing. Some will buy 1 ton, some 2 tons, and the rest of them, and they leave. Even those rearing fowls do buy, but they do buy in a small quantity. Yes. So we sell the thing. It's very marketable. People come and they buy. It doesn't waste time here. They finish it. So the oil itself, we take it to companies that produce soaps, some companies that produce groundnut oil. We sell the oil to them. Then they process it. That's how we do it.
Do you people have an integrated farm where maybe you have also pigs so that they can also take advantage of this PKC?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
We have a piggery section, otherwise called sty. So some part of the PKC we generate here will go to piggery section, where animals are.
All right. So,
Yes.
So thank you very much for your time. And we will now head over to the pig section where we will see how the pigs are making use of the PKC generated from here. So this is actually a system where nothing is going to waste. That is the beauty of the palm. They produce the palm kernel oil, which they sell off. The PKC that they generate, they use it as feed for their pigs, and also sell them. What is the current price of the PKC now? As of today,
100,000 naira per ton.
100,000 naira per ton. Is this first crushing or second crushing?
Second crushing. Then first crushing, 110,000 naira per ton.
Okay, first crushing is 110,000 naira per ton.
Yes.
Second crushing is 100,000 naira per ton.
Yes.
All right, so we'll be heading over to the pig section for us to see what the pig section looks like and how they're benefiting from this. And we're also going to see how far this facility is doing. So thank you very much, everyone.